Good morning, everyone. So, throughout the United States, fast food has risen to become one of the most popular ways of eating and is consumed by many people of all ages. With fast food commercials on every channel and billboard advertisements on the corner of every street, these restaurant chains have society brainwashed by all of their fat-filled ads. Unfortunately, it's not the fast food restaurant's fault, it's ours. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services discovered that the combination of a poor diet and a lack of physical activity causes about 310,000 to 580,000 deaths each year. With fast food being extremely affordable, easy, and on the go, these simple factors of fast food makes it generally troublesome to resist the temptation of rolling through that drive-thru. Whenever you're either traveling for a weekend getaway or on your way home from work or school, I'm sure making that quick stop at your favorite burger joint never fails in satisfying your taste buds. Consequently, who is to blame for these high rising death rates? By giving us the right to our own freedom, nobody but ourselves should be held responsible for the choices that we put into our own bodies. I will be listing the reasons why fast food restaurants shouldn't be the blame of America's obesity and different things we can do to live a healthier lifestyle. As obesity rates grow higher and higher each year, society should realize that the portions are growing as well. According to an online source from the NBC News, current fast food servings are 2 to 5 times larger than they were in the 1950s. It's hard to believe the Big Mac's 3 ounces of meat is puny compared to the new mega burgers. When McDonald's first opened, the soda was 7 ounces a cup, and now today the child size is 12 ounces, the small is 16 ounces, and the large is 32 ounces. Today's society has become so immune to this fast food lifestyle that a larger quantity equals a happier customer. With everything on the fast food menu fairly expensive, it's hard not to upgrade your meal for only a couple cents more. Our society has created the mindset of more bang for your buck with any type of purchase, but unfortunately, as the food industries are making they're making their money, they aren't concerned with anyone's health. When they see people want it, or when they see that people want it, then they know that we'll buy it anyways, and they really don't care. So fast food restaurants will do whatever it takes. Every now and then, fast food restaurants advertise Peel to Win contests on their extra large drinking cups. If you upgrade the extra large cup to for your drink, you have a chance to win random prizes, money, and free food. This may be convincing others to lead diets in the wrong direction, but everyone makes their own decisions what they choose to eat or not to eat. No one is forcing this type of unhealthy lifestyle upon society, and in the end, it's our own choice. With this point being made, any sort of health problem someone encounters related to poor eating is loud and clear that it's our own fault. A study found on the Livestrong website explains how researchers detected that areas with more of easily accessible fresh fruit and vegetable markets along with full-service grocery stores were much lower in diabetes rates. There is an exceptionally large amount of health risks and concerns that occur with too much fast food consumption. And to keep our body healthy, that is extremely important. Sometimes passing the closest drive-thru is worth it to drive a couple extra miles and going to your local grocery store just to buy foods that you really need for your body. And not only can some develop diabetes from all of the high carbohydrates and sugars, but the plaque formation being built around the arterial walls every time they are constantly eating those greasy meals increases their risk for coronary heart disease, heart attacks, and even death. Holding fast food restaurants legally responsible for America's obesity shouldn't be even an option for blame. It's not difficult to determine between fattening and healthy meals, therefore it's your choice to make. Should car makers be held liable for every single automobile accident? This is the same kind of unfair judgment compared in a different way. In order to keep our bodies up and running to their greatest ability, it's only us, ourselves, that can make sure that our bodies are being fed with the right choices. There are billions of people being considered overweight or obese today, and a major chunk of them are children. Some may continue to blame the excessive advertisements in media to make a child crave fast food, but in reality, it's the parents' own fault for feeding our children fast food. According to an article on obesity in children, approximately 21 to 24% of children are overweight, and another 16 to 18% are obese. As these adolescents grow up, teaching one's importance for eating healthy in schools and home will impact them for their future tremendously. These little bodies are still growing and developing, and obtaining a continuous healthy diet is the best solution for a child to get the correct nutrients and to build up a strong body. With fast food being such an easy option, parents don't realize that they are failing as a parent to provide the best lifestyle their child could possibly receive. Of course, fast food restaurants may be more convenient for buying a kid's meal on a regular basis, but that will only make them want it more. Maybe make the fast food a treat or a reward. That would be a good idea. But many different strategies parents can use, or there are many different strategies that parents can use to educate a child for what foods are best for them and what would work for the family too. Portion sizes may be growing, but this doesn't this doesn't mean that you have to clean your plate every time you eat. With nutrition facts available, With nutrition facts available, almost every restaurant, people don't ever take the time to research how many calories they're actually putting into their mouth. To take this to a point, the daily average caloric intake for men and women are about 2,000 calories. If I go over, should I just skip to the end?
Well, you still have 2 minutes, so you haven't gone over yet.
Well, anyways, corresponding to the McDonald's nutrition facts, the Angus bacon cheese 3rd pounder is 790 calories. Add a large fry to that and you have a 1,290 calorie meal. You have now consumed over half of your daily recommended intake for your entire day. Either cutting the burger in half or saving the rest for later, or maybe even sharing a meal with a friend could always work. There are always different ways that you could discipline yourself, but unfortunately, our society isn't, our society isn't, anyways, it has come down to pointing fingers at everyone but oneself on why they can't stop eating fast food, when in reality the power to live a healthy lifestyle is in our own hands. Thanks.
Stephanie, what did you think?
I think she started off really good, but towards the end she was bringing back points back, and she couldn't. And then she was reading off. In the beginning she was doing good, looking at the audience, but at the end she started relying on her cards more. And but she outlined it good, and yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, we all know.
well, I think you kind of introduced the subject in an interesting way, talking about the ubiquitousness of fast food places and the advertising. But you also come down pretty strongly on this notion that it is we that are ultimately responsible. This seems to be the continuing theme in the speech. It is a little strange because sometimes I think you develop some points where it makes it sound like it's not us. There is really some indifference on the part of the fast food industry, and they're perfectly willing to exploit that as a way of keeping our business. For instance, the portion size issue and the whole value there. And you even say in a couple of spots, they don't care about this. So if McDonald's doesn't give a rat's ass and they just want us to keep coming back over and over and over again, and they happen to feed us portions that are dangerous, but we keep eating it, then you keep saying it's our fault. And I think that most people would probably agree. Look, you're the one making the decision at this particular point. But the notion that the fast food companies don't contribute to this by failing to offer, for instance, alternatives or having sizes that are appropriate. If they only offer 12-ounce sizes and they don't have a 7-ounce size for the kids, or if they only offer the half-pound burger and they don't have the 3-ounce piece of meat that you were talking about before, then I think there is something that they are contributing to this. And you seem to be saying the same thing too, but not wanting to point the finger at them. I think that the clearest part of your argument on this is the issue of legal responsibility, and you've got a nice analogy there. Look, the fact that somebody drives a car like a maniac and kills themselves doesn't make the car company responsible for that, just because the car can go really fast. So I think from a legal point of view, I think you probably have a reasonable argument, but the idea that people can do this on their own is, I think it needs a little bit of help, and it wouldn't hurt you to maybe encourage fast food companies to cooperate with some of these ideas also. Although I did like some of the suggestions that you have at the end for people to take care of these kinds of things. There is an intermittent citation of information. I think that you are way too dependent on the script. There's a lot of reading, and at the end it becomes really obvious because you can't even get through the one sentence because you can't read what you've written down there, and you have to read it to get through what you're saying because you don't really, like I said, that's a good example of over-dependence on the script. Delivery issues, there are a couple of things that you're going to notice when you watch back. You stand with your legs crossed, that looks nervous. You play with your hair quite often. You're moving it from one side to the other and then back again, and that's just anxiety coming out. Instead of focusing on us, focusing on the audience that you're trying to connect to, you're focused on your notes and any distractions that come along. Well, that'll give me something that I don't have to engage with these folks on, and I think that hurts your ability to develop a relationship with the audience. Okay, thank you.